Weekend League is almost here, so it is the best time to be preparing. There's a famous quote that says, if you fail to prepare, you are preparing to fail. So we're here to help you out. This video is 5 useful tips that are going to help prepare you for Weekend League. Weekend League, one of the things I always say about it is not a sprint, it is a marathon. It's 30 games. That is a lot of games in 3 days to play. But I'm here to help you out with some useful tips. You could play like the best player in the world for 1 game and still not hit the rank that you should be capable of getting. Weekend League consistency is key, and some of the things we're going to talk about in this video are going to help you get more consistent and get the best results you can possibly get in Weekend League. So the first one is find the right formation. So we did a video recently, I think it was me who did it on the one of the daily videos, where I was looking at the best 5 formations in the game right now. When I say the best formations, it does not mean, because my favourite right now is the 4-4-2, it does not mean that is the single best. In my opinion, it probably is, but different people might disagree, and depending on your play style, you might have a different formation that you prepare. So it's important that you've tested out different formations, found which one suits your game style, tactics that suit you. I will show you currently what I'm using. This is generally what I start games in. The 4-4-2, I go balanced, 4 width, 4 depth, 7 width on the offensive style, 5 players in the box. I might do a more detailed video about this for one of the tutorials one day. You can see that's my team in game, got lots of pace out wide, good all around midfielders, very fast strikers, fast strong defence. And then my instructions: stay central, get behind, stay forward, stay wide, get behind, get into the box on the wingers, cover centre and default for the rest of the centre mids, and then stay back on the fullbacks. That is my go-to tactic and formation. Having a go-to tactic and formation that you are confident with is going to make a big difference. So many people end up chopping and changing and trying different things throughout the weekend, and if you keep changing and trying different things, you're probably not going to get the best results you can, which nobody wants. Obviously, we want the best results for you. Being consistent, going for something that's reliable and you know works well is going to really make a big difference. So point 1, find the right formation for you. Point number 2, that is so vital, and I really don't think a lot of people do this, or definitely not enough people do, is they don't have a game plan for Weekend League. They play with one plan, plan A. They could be 5-0 up and stick to it. They could be 5-0 down and stick to it. And so many people lose games from winning positions that they shouldn't lose. They lose games that they could have won if they'd have had a different plan, but they just stick to doing the same thing. If something isn't working, you need to have a backup plan to change. So you can see in my tactics, if I'm struggling and the person seems pretty good, I will go to a more conservative 4-2-3-1 with low depth, stop the through balls in behind, especially if they have a pretty good team. And the 4-2-3-1 is just a bit more defensive, a bit more possession based, and can help ease me into the game a bit more. The 4-4-2 is my general standard one that I go to. If I'm losing the game late on, or by a couple of goals, I will switch to my all-out 4-4-2 constant pressure. And then if I'm trying to see out a game late on and someone's team pressing me, making it very hard for me to keep the ball, then I will go to my ultra defensive 4-2-3-1-2. It's got a left mid and right mid, 2 CDMs. It's a more defensive version of the 4-4-2 really, and it just allows me to see out a game and withstand a lot of pressure late on. See, I go drop back. I need to lower the depth on that, to be honest, because of the way pace is. But you can see that I have different game plans. I don't just have one tactic that I stick to. So many people, I play against them. At 0-0, it will seem the same as when I'm 3-0 up. They don't change anything, they don't start pressing me, and they just give up the game. If you are losing, you can't just sit there and keep playing the same way. You need to start pressing, have a different way of playing that stops your opponent just getting easy win against you. And the same, if you're 2-0 up and they start team pressing you, you need to be able to deal with it. Having a game plan is really important. So number 2, having a game plan is vital. Make sure you know exactly what you are going to do in different situations, and that will really help for Weekend League. Point number 3. By getting a good team, that is a start. But point number 3 that I'm going to say is vital to work out is chemistry styles. Picking the right one. Chemistry styles are really important. There's so many boosts that chemistry styles can give you, and they can completely change your team. So if you look at my Zidane, obviously Zidane is insane. But when you put this chemistry style on him, it turns him from an 82 pace player to a 92 pace player. Me and Jambu have done different tests and figured out and proven that these definitely work 100%. So the possibilities that having a good chem style on a player can make are almost endless. Like, you can completely change your team to play exactly how you want. I've got an insane team, so chemistry styles won't quite make the same difference to my team as they might a cheaper team. But somebody like Klosterman, for example, will stick him in. With his shadow, he goes from a really quick, okay 82 defending centre-back to 89 acceleration, 98 sprint speed, and then he has 91 interceptions and a standing tackle. It turns him into one of the best centre-backs in the game, arguably. Chemistry styles can really help you get the maximum out of your team and turn an okay team into a very competitive team. Yes, if you spend $5,000 and have the best team in the game, with chemistry styles, you will have a much better team than someone who might have spent nothing and has a 500,000 coin team. Yes, there will be a big difference, but what I'm telling you is, no matter what your team, you can use chemistry styles to bridge the gap and make your team a lot more competitive, but also, more importantly, to play the way you want. Point number 3, use chemistry styles to get the best out of your team. Point number 4 is use super subs. In Rivals, you don't really ever have to use super subs because 90 minutes, by the end of 90 minutes, maybe in the last 15, a super sub would be useful. But players don't tend to get that tired. Whereas in Weekend League, especially if you have to team press to get back into a game, players get a bit more tired. In extra time, bringing on someone really quick can make a huge difference. So for me, my 2 main super subs I use are Salah and Adama Traore. I got really lucky with Salah. I packed him untradeable, and for me, bringing him off the bench, he is absolutely insane. Adama Traore, of course, he is the quickest player in the game right now, and I put a Hunter chemistry style on him, so he comes off the bench with 99 acceleration and 98 sprint speed, and he's also super strong. The main positions, in my opinion, that you want to be subbing your super subs on for are the attack. You want to be able to sit a bit deeper in extra time so you can't get done by pace, and counter attack with really high pace. Pace is amazing on this game, and super subs late on when other players are tired. Stamina really does matter on this game. High pace super subs like Adama, Salah, and obviously there's cheaper versions, can make an insane difference and get you some wins and goals late on that you might not have been able to get otherwise. This is kind of part of the game plan as well, but at the same time, you also probably want to have different options. So my cheap midfielder that I can bring on if my team are really tired is Jesse Corona. 4-star skills, 5-star weak foot. He's quick, can do a bit of everything. And then I don't ever sub my defenders off. But let's say in a game I randomly got a red card. I have Klosterman off the bench who I can bring on as a sub for one of my defenders in case I need him. Having a sub ready in every position is really important. I don't use all of this bench, like Trippier won't actually play. I don't even know why he's on there at the moment. But it's important, as you can see, to have different subs for different points of the game. Point number 5 is about mentally preparing yourself, doing the right things to stay focused during the weekend league. So for me, people I see so often play 30 games in a row. Don't do this unless it's the only option you've got. I understand people might get busy, they might only be able to play one day. Fair enough. But if you can avoid it, try spread your games out. You are far more likely to play at your best in short bursts rather than long stints. Spreading your games out will help you get the most out of yourself. Another tip for preparing yourself is stay hydrated. By this I just mean drink water. Make sure your mind's fully focused. Weekend league is mentally very draining. 30 games of FIFA in a few days is hard work. The game can be very frustrating. It can get very annoying at times. Things can go against you. Being hydrated, staying fully focused is going to help you get the maximum out of yourself. And the other thing I would say is, if possible, when you lose a game, take a break. I can't begin to tell you how many times I've seen people on great records I've seen people who might normally be a Gold 1 player, they might be like 21-2. So they only need 2 more wins from their last 7 games to get Elite for the first time. And then they lose like 6 out of the last 7 and miss Elite. Because they lose a game, their head goes, they don't take a break, and they just crumble. Take a break, mentally reset. Weekend League is more mental at times than anything else. So being mentally prepared, focused, hydrated, this is going to make a big difference. And most importantly, remember, at the end of the day, FIFA is a video game. It's supposed to be fun. Don't lose your head. Try not get too angry at the game because you're just going to play worse and not have as much fun. Hopefully these tips have been able to help you improve a lot, will help you prepare for Weekend League. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video.